What's up, little dragons? We're going to be going over your basics for the cycle. So we're going to be going over roundhouse kick. I'm going to show you a couple different ways you can practice that. We're also going to be going over your front punch and your back punch, your 1 and 2 punch. Now I do have other videos you guys can look at with more detail on those, but we'll go over those techniques in this video. And if you guys are looking for more, check out the other videos with the same basics. All right, let's get started, guys. Alright, so first off, let's cover your front punch and your back punch. These are number 1 and 2 as you guys are doing this. So always make sure, start in a good fighting stance. My front foot is forward, my back foot is sideways. I have a nice little bend in my knee, both hands up, elbows in nice and tight. Now as I'm throwing my punches out, I want to keep this elbow down. My elbow stays down until the very end of my punch, and then I rotate my fist over just like that. And I'm going to be aiming with these first 2 knuckles. So that's going to be our front punch because it's the one that's in front of us. So my elbow stays down, bring my hand out, and I rotate that fist over. So a little bit faster, it's just like this. And our back punch, very similar, just going to be the opposite hand. Now on this one, I'm just going to also take my back foot. I'm going to go up on those toes, and I'm going to pivot that foot just like this. So I'm pointing my toes straight forward, rotating my hip to turn all the way to the front, and I'm going to extend that opposite hand and snap that fist over just like that 1 punch. So again, I'm going to pivot my toes, turning that hip, take that back hand, elbow staying down all the way out to the end, rotate that fist over, and come back in. So fast, it's going to look like this. So that's the 1 and 2. I'm going to do it sideways just so you can see it. I'll do a couple slow and then a couple fast. And now fast. And my 2 punch, same thing. Don't forget that pivot. And now fast. All right, work those 1s and 2s. Alright, the next basic that we're going to cover is going to be your roundhouse kick. And when you guys are throwing a roundhouse kick, the part of your foot you're going to be striking with is the top of your foot here. You know where your shoelaces would be on your shoe? So you want to make sure that you're pointing that foot all the way out when you guys are doing this. Very important, you don't kick with your toes. If you kick with your toes, you could hurt yourself, so aim with the top of your foot or even up into your shin is a great place to kick. So I'm going to throw my roundhouse kick straight forward at first. So I'm going to make sure my body's all the way sideways. I'm going to lean my body back. It's going to help me lift my chamber up. So I'm going to chamber up, and I'm pointing my knee right to my target, so right at you. I'm going to make sure my toes are pointed. I'm going to kick my leg out, chamber back, and then I'm going to set it right back down. So watch again. I'm going to lift this knee up, pointing my knee right at my target. Leg is flat with the floor. Toes are pointed. I'm going to kick it out, bring it back, and then set it down. So a little bit faster, this is what my roundhouse will look like. 1 more. I'll do it sideways so you can see it sideways. Again, lean the body back, lift the knee up, and I throw the kick. Just like that. So that's your front leg roundhouse. Now we're going to go into a back leg roundhouse. Now, practicing your 2 punch before this actually will help because that same pivoting motion, really important for that 2 is what we need to use for that back leg roundhouse. Now I'm going to pivot my back foot on that back leg roundhouse here. I'm also going to take my front foot and I'm going to turn this foot off to the side. So I'm going to pivot with both feet to the side. So I pivot my back foot, pivot my front foot, and I turn my shoulders all the way to the opposite side. Now from here, my back leg is going to do that roundhouse. So I would chamber the leg up sideways, I would kick it out with the top of my foot, chamber and set it down. So from this position, I go chamber, kick, chamber, and set it down. So 1 more time, pivot with both feet, turn my shoulders all the way to the side, take that back leg, roundhouse, and set it down in my fighting stance. So full speed, it's going to be here. I'm going to do it sideways now. So same thing, I turn both feet, and make sure that hip is turned, that shoulder's turned. Take that back leg, roundhouse, set it in my fighting stance. A little bit faster now, so it's here. And in my fighting stance. So that's your back leg roundhouse. One last thing you can practice with your roundhouse kicks, focusing more on your balance. multiple roundhouse kicks. So instead of just throwing the one, you could do 2, you could do 3, 4, as many as you want. I'm just gonna do 2 right now, so I'm gonna kick it over here. So I'm gonna lift my leg up, chambering my knee. I'm gonna kick 1, bring it back in, and then kick 2. And I went from a low kick to a high kick. You don't have to do that, but if you practice that, that's like aiming for someone's stomach and then aiming for someone's head. So if I did that again, I would go low, high. I can go fast, pop, pop, for those 2 kicks. So there's one last way you can practice that roundhouse, but little dragons, get practicing.